Well, as we continue to celebrate Black History Month, we take a look back at the impact African Americans had in the military.
In this week's Veterans Voice, we explore a group of soldiers who never got credit for their efforts in shaping our country.
Just hate to be left out of history. You want to be part of history.
There's an important chapter of our country's past you might not know a lot about.
These are some of the weapons that they used during the Indian Wars.
It's a story that Keith Hill, Mitchell Sales, Willie Henry, and John tell to keep its legacy alive.
I portray John Ward. He is a Medal of Honor recipient, which that's what that right there is.
The men here are part of the Southern Nevada chapter of the 9th and 10th Cavalry, an organization maintaining the legacy of the Buffalo Soldiers.
Buffalo Soldiers did a lot to open up the western frontier coming out west. They fought off Indians, bandoleros, they built forts, they strung telegraph lines, and they guarded stagecoach, they carried the mail. They did a lot of important things that history's never told.
In 1866, the 9th and 10th Cavalry were created. They were made up of black troops and led by white men. Many were freed slaves.
Wasn't for the Buffalo Soldiers, they wouldn't have been able to settle out here.
They traveled through places like New Mexico, Texas, and Arizona. They also explored and mapped large areas. The 9th and 10th Cavalry, along with the 24th and 25th Infantry Regiment, also comprised of Buffalo soldiers, helped build the West and made it safe to expand.
Native Americans call them Buffalo Soldiers because of their fierce determination, and their hair was curly and it reminded them of a buffalo. And since the Native Americans revere the buffalo in high regard, the troopers took that moniker on as the Buffalo Soldiers.
Now, it's also believed the Native Americans whom they fought against gave them this nickname out of respect because of their strong fighting ability.
We have a couple of different books that we talk about.
Before the pandemic, the men appeared at things like school events and parades. They would ride horses and wear the same uniforms the Buffalo Soldiers did, all in hopes of educating people on the role African American troops had in shaping our country. Now, they continue to have one goal: share what they say are forgotten pages in history with as many people as they can.
We have to keep history alive, and so people can understand the importance and the role that African Americans played in the development of the West. And if we don't tell our story, then our story won't be told.
If you have a veteran you'd like us to feature, just email us at veteransvoice@ktnv.com.